Hi, this is Amethyst Trelevin here, and this is another Ogham Psychic Ogham reading for Cheryl. It's reading number 779. Cheryl, you asked me some pretty intense and personal questions, so I'm going to keep this as confidential as possible, whilst also giving you the answers that you need. Now, this on stave here themes all of this reading, and this is willow or sail, and this is really quite pertinent for you because this is about intuition, this is about magic, this is about trusting your inner femininity. Willow is a very feminine tree. It's a very magical tree. It's a tree that honors that higher domain within us that allows us to work at a spiritual level rather than only at a physical level. So you talked a little bit about what you thought Spirit had in store for you, but that you had been resisting. This is what this Ogham is all about and theming this whole reading. It's about trusting your intuition and going with that. It's about living life the way that it should be lived for you as authentically as is possible. That does mean, unfortunately, that you're going to be hurting a few people along that process. But if you don't hurt those people in the short term, I'm afraid that you will be doing much more damage in the long term to those same people. We'll talk about that a little bit more as we go through this though. These three staves here talk about your past, and this one is the theme for your last 6 months or so. And this is about aspen or fian, and this is a tree that is very much about, I guess it's about fear and about doubt, and it's about, what it is saying here is that for the last few months, actually for you for the last year or so, more than anything, you've really been, your spirit, your intuition, your inner wisdom, your soul has been pointing you in this direction and giving you little hints, but your fear and doubt about that has been holding you back. And that's the theme, particularly for the last year, and that fear and doubt has actually been growing in the last year as well. Underneath this one here we have older, and this is about taking advice. Now this is very linked with this, and because it's underneath, what I'm being told is that older is about receiving advice, in your instance from Spirit, but it's underneath this one here, which is Beth or Birch. Now this is really quite significant for you. Spirit has been hammering you with ideas, suggestions, direction. It's been pointing you in a certain direction, and you've been ignoring it. Ignoring it's too strong a term. You've been concerned and worried about going through with that. That's this stave here. And yet you have wanted new beginnings. You have wanted, which is what this is all about. This one sits over the top, and this is Beth or Birch. This is about wanting to have a new start, wanting to live to your full potential, but being unable to do so. But let's spend more time over here, because this is actually where the real information will be for you. This stave here is blackthorn or strafe, and this sits in the position of current, your current time right now. This is about sadness. This is about loss. For you, this is about loss of spirit. This is about loss of soul. This is about you living a life that feels there's a hole in your life. There's an emptiness in your life, and that saddens you, as of course it would do for many people. So let's jump in here. Now, this stave here, this arm stave here, is gorse or orn, and this themes your future 12 months. This gorse is about living in the now. This is about experiencing now rather than waiting for the future to happen. And what gorse is actually telling you is you really have waited long enough. If there is a hole in your soul and you know that you have to do something, you have to do it now. And we'll talk about what that means in a practical sense when I've rounded all of this up for you. Sitting underneath here is ash or newen. Ash is about transformation. Now, this is a little bit different from a tree that's quite similar to it, which is yew. Yew is about transition, whereas ash, this one here, is about yew is about transformation. This is about transition. Now, this is about a change in you. This is about you making changes in the way you approach life, changes in how you see the world around you, actually making change for yourself. Whereas the other tree that is similar to that, which is the yew tree, is about transformation, and that's about making changes outside of you. Over the top of that is ivy or gort. Now, when we put all these together, what does that say? It says that you've waited long enough. It says that as you spoke to me in your email, you have felt the need to make some change, but you have chosen not to do so. Gorse says now is the time that you have to actually make that change. So, what does that mean? Yes, it means that inside the next 12 months or so, you will be moving house. There will be changes to your current marriage and relationship. People will be upset. There will be hurt. People will be hurt by the decisions that you make. You know, let's be honest here. Life is not always full of lollipops and rose-coloured glasses. You need to act on the decision that in fact you have already made. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. I'm confirming what you already know and have already decided to do, but have been holding back because to make those changes will cause hurt and further bring desolation for a while. But that's only temporary. And if you remain in the status quo as you have been for quite some time now, the end result of that is a great deal of hurt, far more hurt, not only for yourself but for other people as well. So yes, you must make the decision that that you've really already made. You must act on that decision now. Is there another relationship for you in the future? Actually, yes, there is. This is why this tree here is so important. This is willow, as I mentioned before. It's about trusting your intuition. It's about trusting the messages that you receive from Spirit. Everything that you talked about, whilst that was quite minimal, is what you need to do. So that's why I'm saying that I'm only confirming for you what you already know. Yes, there is another partnership for you. It's not actually a marriage as such, but it's a partnership for you that's coming up in the future. Are there more children? No, I don't see any more children, but I certainly do see another partnership. You won't be ready to jump into marriage with that partnership for quite some time. Neither will your new partner, but to all intents and purposes it will be a marriage. You asked me about your youngest son. The transitions that you are about to make in the next 12 months are pretty massive, and they're going to have huge impacts on him, on your current partner, and on a number of people. So I need for you to know that the change that you do need to be done with diplomacy, with tact, with a great deal of compassion. But in fact, your current partner knows that it is coming anyway. It's just that the initial shock will be quite dramatic. There will also be some resistance to that, not initially, but a few weeks, a few days, a few weeks and a few months after you make that those choices and take action on that. So be aware that the changes that you put in place with your current relationship, whilst initially may seem to have been accepted and worked with, will not, there will be bounce back to that for a while. Now, you also need, I'm being told by Spirit, you also need to take care of your health. You need to really, whilst Gorse talks about experiencing everything, you experience everything fully. You love with everything and all of who you are, but you hurt with all of who you are as well. And for you, your health is really important in the coming 12 months. It's going to be quite a stressful time for your family and for yourself. Really important that you eat wisely and that you exercise appropriately during the next 12 months. I keep being told that your knees sometimes, maybe your ankles, but it's your knees, I'm being told, that are a weak spot for you, and you need to look after those. And also your tummy is a bit of a weak spot. You need to be quite careful of that in the next 6 to 12 months, actually the next 12 to 18 months. I'm going to pick up on your Celtic birth Ogham stave now, which is elder. Now this is Ruas or elder, and this is a really important druidic tree, and it's believed to be the home of the fairies, which again sits beautifully with willow. It's about magic. It's about living your life to suit and to grow your soul, and not just things like the bank balance or the physical world around you. It's about growing your soul and your heart and your essence and your core. Because this tree is so important, and because fairies live in the elder tree, it was never burnt. So it was never cut down and put on the fire, because of course that will kill off the fairies, kill off the magic. And so this is a tree that loves spontaneity. You are a person who loves surprises, you love challenge, you love change, you love being stimulated intellectually and spiritually. But you also tend to be a little bit of a loner. If you're not to the point of being a hermit, but you do like your own company. So that's your Celtic birth tree. Your Celtic deity is Cailleach, and your Celtic animal is, your Celtic spirit animal is Raven. But with that said, the card that I pulled for you, the druidic card that I pulled for you, is Frog. And that's quite interesting, because Frog is about transformation. Frog transforms from tadpole to frog, of course, and is very delicate and extraordinarily sensitive as well. Frog speaks openly, as do you, to people that you trust. Frog feels passionately, as do you. And Frog sings the song of love. He's got a very delicate skin, so he feels that hurt and that pain very much. But he's also productive. You are incredibly creative. Frog talks about using that creativity to fuel the love within your soul. Frog talks about again, picking up with Willow and Sail, which is a big theme for you at the moment, with magic and trusting your intuition. Frog is incredibly creative and says that you need to use that creativity to build and nurture your soul. So I hope that that reading has been valuable for you, Cheryl, and I look forward to doing another reading for you in the future.